James, welcome back to the channel. So glad you are here. I do apologize for the fact that I have not watched the Gateway video yet, so I have not seen CC Winans preach, so I will respond to that. Later this week, we'll also respond to a letter that was sent out to all of the IHOP KC supporters about somebody who was a part of IHOP KC and had inappropriate contact with some young boys. There's actually, surprisingly, something in that letter that is actually could be a good thing, but I'll explain more of that in the next couple days. I want to talk about 5 key points related to abusive church leaders. These are 5 characteristics that I see in a lot of these people that are very demanding of their staff, and some people who have gone on to do really inappropriate things, whether they had an affair with a staff member or whether they had an inappropriate relationship with a congregant, somebody that went to their church, or even worse. So, number one, let's see. I'll just put it this way. These are signs of church leaders who demand too much of their people. Number one, they have unrealistic expectations. For example, they've got a sermon and it's ready to go and it's on Saturday and they decide to change half of it. So then you got to go in and change all the slides, and you got to change this, change that, and change this song because it doesn't apply to the sermon anymore. So we're going to throw this other song in instead. And so the worship team now has got to learn a whole new song because it matches up with the sermon. And it's like, you expect people to jump just because you said jump. That's just not right. Overfunctioning. Point number 2, overfunctioning. Leaders who always serve and fill empty volunteer slots without sharing their own limits can reinforce underfunctioning in others. Folks, there ain't no S under this shirt. And if you're in ministry, there's no S under your shirt either. You've got to be willing to delegate. You've got to learn how to trust people. If somebody could do something 80% as good as you can, and this is from John Maxwell, if somebody could do something 80% as good as you can, delegate it. You're not a rock star. You're not a superhero. Quit trying to do everything on your own. Number 3, domineering. Leaders may talk over people, shut down conversations, or win arguments to get their way. Rod Parsley was a perfect example of that. He got caught yelling at people because the grounds weren't ready for some event. Where's the grace? Somebody dropped the ball. Somebody made a mistake. Correct them in love. Speak the truth in love. I emphasize that a lot on this channel. Ephesians 4:15. So somebody made a mistake. Speak the truth in love. Pull them aside. Of course, one of the other concepts I learned from John Maxwell that's huge is you praise in public and you criticize in private. Don't belittle that staff person in front of everybody else. Whatever happened to we treat people the way we want to be treated? Whatever happened to that? The golden rule? Anyway, number 4, toxic leadership. Leaders may belittle, blame, and shame those under care. They may also spend more time promoting themselves than caring for the needs of the congregants. Why do you think Jimmy Evans left Gateway Church a couple years ago? He said there was a toxic environment. Hello, that should have been a red flag for all of us. We totally missed that one. And then we find out later that, Robert Morris's relationship with a young lady, she was 12. The warning signs were there. Number 5, narcissistic leadership. Leaders may claim credit for every success and scapegoat others for any failure. Healthy leaders give praise to others when things go well, and healthy leaders, when things go wrong, I did this. This is my fault. I need to get this. I need to get my ducks in a row so that we get this problem fixed. Watch football coaches after a loss. The good ones will say, this was my fault. I didn't get our team prepared. I need to work harder and get this fixed. Now, behind closed doors, in private, they'll pull aside their coordinators and the other coaching staff and say, hey, we dropped the ball here. We need to make things right. We need to learn from our mistakes and move forward. But narcissists want to take the credit for any good thing that happens, and then they want to put distance between themselves and whatever happens if things go wrong. So, and if you see those things, if you see those characteristics, pay attention, folks. Because if they can't be humble and admit when they're wrong, if they can't give credit to somebody else, if they can't listen to somebody when they're being criticized, if they're always trying to do everything and be Superman, if they have unrealistic expectations of the staff, if they treat the staff like garbage, that's the person that when they get overworked, that's the person that will say, oh, my secretary's cute, or oh, she's kind of attractive. Hey, let's have lunch together so we can talk about spiritual things. And before you know it, they're having an affair. Why? Because they're overworked, they're burnt out, they don't know how to delegate, they're focused more on the results than they are on praising God. You know, I'd rather have a church of 100 people that are doing well spiritually, that love each other, that are encouraging one another, and that have, you can tell during the fellowship that they genuinely enjoy being around one another, than to have a church of 10,000 where the leadership is unhealthy, staff are constantly bickering at one another, and people come into church, they watch the worship, they sing a few songs, they take notes of the sermon, and then as soon as the service is over, they're gone, and there's no fellowship at all, and there's none of the one of those passages are really taking place, and it's not really a true family. You know, Jesus said, by their fruits you will recognize them. And these are unhealthy fruits right here. So, we'll talk about the IHOP letter tomorrow. We'll get to the C.C. Winan sermon later this week. If you are new, please hit like and subscribe. I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.